Hello everyone, my name is Yoko. On this channel, I will be disseminating information that I have collected in English, as I feel that the information that is happening in China is often not accurately conveyed to countries other than China. We obtain information from multiple media sources, so we would be happy if you could give us your opinions on the content of the video in the comments. Also, my native language is not English, so I use an AI speaker to create audio to convey information correctly. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel and support us. This time, I would like to talk about how the Chinese Communist Party has become a laughingstock of the world. Recently, China completely banned the import of seafood from Japan. The Chinese Communist Party has long been repeating propaganda in English that Japan is trying to pollute the Pacific Ocean with dangerously contaminated water. Advertising in English was an action in the hope that countries other than China would agree with the Communist Party's claims, but no countries did. If Japan were doing something dangerous, Canada and the United States would protest against Japan, but that is not the case. In other words, Japan discharges treated water after removing radioactive materials to a safe level while meeting international standards. Therefore, if you complain about Japan, people will say, "What's going on with you in this country?" So no sane country would criticize Japan. The Chinese Communist Party is bashing Japan without regard to scientific safety. It is propaganda carried out with political intentions. Therefore, there are contradictions between what the Chinese Communist Party says and what it does. The Chinese Communist Party is stupid and their actions are stupid. Here's an example. Apparently, a Chinese media reporter conducted an interview in Japan. He went to Fukushima and measured the radiation, and he exclaimed that the radiation in Fukushima is 200 times more dangerous than in Tokyo. However, after this report was published, some Chinese people started measuring the radiation levels in China and uploading them on the internet, wondering what the radiation levels in China were like. The person who posted that video intended to attack Japan. He seemed to be talking about how Japan has a lot of radiation while China has very little radiation. When we measured radiation levels in Guangdong province, the radiation levels were more than 10 times higher than in Tokyo. The question of why radiation levels are so high in Guangdong has become a hot topic on social media, but the Chinese article has already been deleted. The Chinese Communist Party is conducting a political propaganda campaign to say that Japan is dangerous, so they would be in trouble if China's security was compromised, so they delete inconvenient articles. This is an area in Guangdong province that is known for having high radiation concentrations. Radiation also exists in the natural environment. Some regions have a high amount of naturally emitted radiation, and in Guangdong province, the annual radiation dose per person is 6.4 millisieverts per year. This is 3 times the average for China. It is true that there are many people in China, but there are many people living in this area, so there is no particular problem. By the way, 6.4 millisieverts per year is equivalent to 0.7 microsieverts per hour, which is higher than what Chinese media measured when they went to Fukushima. Many people live safely in areas with a temperature of 0.7 microsievert hours. The scenario of the Communist Party, which says that Japan is in danger, collapses as we wonder what this means. China, which has higher numbers than Japan, is said to be more dangerous. It's becoming a hot topic among Chinese people living outside of China. A foreign reporter asked a question at a press conference by China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Chinese Communist Party says that China has banned the import of seafood from Japan in order to protect the safety of Chinese people, but when asked if it would also ban the import of seafood from Russia and North Korea, there was no answer. Scenes where there is no such thing are also widespread outside of China. If we don't import seafood because the ocean is dangerous, then we also have to stop importing from countries other than Japan. Therefore, this import ban is a form of pressure on Japan. It's not that we don't import to protect the safety of Chinese people. As people living in foreign countries, we understand this because we have a lot of information, but in China, stories that are inconvenient to the Communist Party are deleted, so many people are agitated by the Communist Party. Incited by the Communist Party, Chinese people have even protested by making prank calls to Japanese restaurants. Furthermore, rumors are spreading that taking this medicine can protect you from the effects of radiation, and there are reports of people lining up in front of drugstores in some areas. If there is a medicine that eliminates the effects of radiation by taking this medicine, there is no need to be afraid of radiation. Therefore, The information that it will be okay if you take medicine is wrong, and it is false information because it is propaganda spread by the Communist Party. However, there are many people in China who only watch Communist Party propaganda, so there are a lot of people who are confused. The essence of this issue is that the Chinese Communist Party is exerting political pressure on Japan. Why does the Chinese Communist Party do propaganda? The Chinese Communist Party is no longer able to justify its rule using ideas such as communism and socialism. Many people had the impression that workers' rights were guaranteed in socialist or communist societies. However, in China today, the wealthy do whatever they want in collusion with Communist Party bureaucrats. They don't pay wages to ordinary workers, and when they come to protest, the police come and remove the protesters, so no one believes them even if they claim it's communism or socialism. I think there are many people in Japan who think that communism and socialism are no good. In today's China, even if we call it communism or socialism, the disparity is widening, and those who are in a weak position will not be saved. I have no hope that my future will be better if the Communist Party rules. That's why Xi Jinping is talking about the great Chinese civilization. China has a great history and civilization, and the Communist Party positions itself as the protector of that great civilization. Recently, the Communist Party has been claiming that it is protecting the Chinese people. What they are protecting against is the logic that the Chinese Communist Party is punishing Japan because Japan is polluting the world. Therefore, the Chinese Communist Party's claims are political rather than scientific. If someone were to say that there are places in China with even more radiation than what is wrong, they would be purged. This is a specialty of the Xi Jinping administration, and it is economically self-destructive. The current embargo is a problem for Japanese exporters, but ultimately it is a problem for everyone in China who provides seafood to customers. In other words, there will be many more people in China who are in trouble than Japanese exporters. This means that it will affect more than just importers from Japan. During this economic downturn, the Chinese Communist Party deals a further blow to the Chinese economy. It is possible that the Chinese authorities may have mistakenly believed that Japan would make concessions. In the past, Japan made concessions when economic pressure was applied, so you may think that if you apply pressure this time as well, Japan will comply. However, the international situation is changing. Due to the conflict between the United States and China, if China increases its pressure on foreign countries, Japan will move further and further away from China and aim to become a country that can survive without involvement with China. Business with China may be profitable, but it is extremely unstable as pressure may suddenly come on for political reasons. There is a tendency for companies around the world to place great importance on geopolitical risks, so I hope that the world will soon become one where they can do business with decent partners. That's all for now. See you next time.